Hello boys and girls, welcome to your next science lesson. Today we're going to be doing a bit more about temperature. Now you might remember that last lesson I used one of these thermometers to find the temperature of different things around the house. If I were to stick this in the freezer, the thermometer's red line would go down because it's cold. And if I put this in something hot or warm, the red line would go up because it's warmer. And I did that as an experiment last week. If you missed it, you can go back and watch the video. But hopefully you just got the idea that these thermometers tell us the temperature. And when we read the temperature, we read it in a special way. We call it degrees Celsius. Okay? So we're going to have a little bit more of a go at that today. And I've got a worksheet here for you to try it on. Now, you should have got a new booklet. Your new booklet is called Booklet 2. You can see I've got it up here on the screen, Booklet 2. Okay? And the one we're doing today is this one here called Week 8. Okay? So this is Week 8. We've got Week 8, 9, and 10. We've got 3 more weeks to go for this term. Okay? So we're doing Week 8. Now on this one, I have some pictures. I've got some ice, some boiling water, and then I've got some different types of weather. Nice sunny day weather, snowy day, cold and rainy day, and a very hot day. And underneath the pictures, I've got these thermostats. Now, these thermostats have lots of numbers on them, okay? You can see that the number 0 is down here, okay? And this is 0 degrees Celsius. And if we go up higher, we go up. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it actually doesn't have every number. It's sort of skip counting. It sort of goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like that. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. But you can just see it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, all the way up to 100. Okay, 100 is the hottest we have. 100 degrees Celsius is the hottest. 0 is very, very cold. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. But you can actually see it also counts underneath 0. If things get colder than 0, it starts counting down. And we actually use the word minus. We say minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. And that means it's even colder than 0. Okay, so you can actually go minus to 10 and minus 20. I'll show you what I mean by this, but these thermostats is what we're going to use today. I'm going to do this activity so you can actually go and get your booklet and you can copy me if you'd like, or work with me at the same time. All right? And pause it if you need to. Go grab your booklet, and you'll also need a red pencil so you can color your thermostat in. All right, I'm going to get started. So I have a little web page I want to show you guys. Okay, now this here is a thermostat that it's just a pretend one that we can use to learn about all the degrees and all the temperatures. Now it might look a bit confusing because you can see there is blue writing here and there's green writing there. Now, the green writing is a thing called Fahrenheit. We don't use that in Australia. We use the blue writing, which is called Celsius, degrees Celsius. So ignore the green, don't need to know about the green. But you can watch the blue. And I have a thermostat here with this red line that I can move up and down. Okay? Now, if I were to put this red line down to today's temperature, let's have a look at what the weather is for me today. Weather. Okay, the weather it says today, it's quite cool. It's 12 degrees Celsius and mostly cloudy. So 12 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to get this thermometer to pretend 12 degrees. So I can get this blue line. I can move it down. So you can see the blue number up here. See, it's on 22 now, 21. I'll go down all the way to 12, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay, so I've got this number down to 12 degrees Celsius. You can see here's the 10 and I'm two little dots above that, two little lines above that to 12, and it says 12 up here, okay? So at 12 degrees Celsius, that is a cool day. You can see a picture here, all these people standing out. It looks like it's been raining, they've got umbrellas, and it's a cool day. Quite a bit cold, freezing, but cold. All right, now let's pretend that it got hotter, okay? Let's pretend it got hotter. So I'm going to put this up a bit. Go 13 degrees Celsius, 14 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Celsius. Let's keep going hotter. Let's go up to 20 degrees Celsius. And you can see if it's 20 degrees Celsius, it's saying it's a nice day. And it's a nice sunny day. 20 degrees Celsius is pretty good. You could get away with wearing a t-shirt if you're out in the sun, and that's a pretty nice day. All right, but let's pretend it gets even hotter. Let's keep going up. 21, 22, 23 degrees Celsius, 24, 25 degrees Celsius, still nice and sunny, still nice day. 26 degrees, 27 degrees, 28, 29, 30 degrees Celsius. We're getting a bit hotter now. 30 degrees Celsius, you can see this red bar is going up higher. This is saying it's a good time to have fun at the beach because it's quite warm. So you might want to go for a swim or play in the waves. Okay, 30 degrees Celsius is getting quite warm. We have some 30 degrees Celsius days in Portland, not many. But when we do, everyone gets really hot and they start hiding under the cubby house at school to stay out of the sun. But let's pretend it gets even hotter. 31 degrees Celsius, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Celsius, 38 degrees Celsius. Now, once we get up to 38 degrees Celsius, this is getting quite hot. In fact, it's saying it's hot like a hot desert. Okay, 38 degrees Celsius, we don't get in Portland much at all. Maybe 1 or 2 times a year. Okay, it's getting very hot. This is sometimes days when we actually get you kids to actually do a hot weather day where we actually would get you to stay inside instead of playing outside because it can get too hot and people can start to get, a bit sunburnt maybe, or just get a bit too uncomfortable. So on some really hot days like 38 degrees Celsius, we've actually stayed inside in the shade with the air conditioner on. Okay, but we can even get hotter than this. If it was up to 40, that's still hot. 40 degrees days would happen a lot more in places like Queensland, but not very much down here at all. Okay, can happen a little bit in other areas of Victoria, but not so much in Portland. Okay, let's keep going hotter. 41 degrees Celsius, 42 degrees Celsius, 43 degrees Celsius, 44 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Celsius. Still hot desert temperatures. Some deserts definitely can get this hot. This is really hot now. Need lots of water. 46 degrees Celsius, 47 degrees Celsius, 48, 49, 50 degrees Celsius. Still, some deserts even get as hot as this. Okay. Now, if we go to 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, if we keep going up hotter, by the time we get up to this one here, like 58 degrees Celsius or up to about 60 degrees Celsius, this is as hot as like a hot coffee or something, or a hot chocolate. Now, you might remember last week when I put my thermometer in my coffee that I made, the red line actually went up to about 70 degrees Celsius. This is getting extremely hot. This could burn us. Okay, this could burn us. So it's getting really dangerously hot up at this temperature. The deserts and stuff don't get this hot. If they did, anyone who goes there would get cooked. Okay, but this is really, really hot. Okay, let's pretend it got even hotter. Let's see what it goes up to. If we got up to 80 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Celsius, still some coffees or hot chocolates could be this hot. But if we get all the way up to 100 degrees Celsius, this is the temperature of boiling water. Okay? So if ever you're at home and you see your mum or dad boiling some water or making boiling water for a coffee or for maybe to put some pasta in or something like that, and you hear the the water starting to boil and it goes bubble, 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 bubble. Yeah, it's starting to boil. That means that that water has gotten to 100 degrees Celsius. That is super hot and super dangerous. Okay? And that's why we never go near boiling water. Okay? But if it gets all the way up to 100 degrees Celsius, that is super hot. Okay. Obviously, there are things even hotter, but this thermometer can't go that high. Okay? If we're talking about things like lava, it gets way hotter. All right. But you might have noticed that we can actually go colder. I'm going to go colder now, down to 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, back into hot desert temperature, 40, 30, a nice day at the beach, 20, a nice sunny day outside, 10, a cool day. This is getting a bit for like some of the Portland days. And now let's go even colder. Let's go to 9 degrees Celsius, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 degrees Celsius, still very cool day. 3, 2, 1, and 0 degrees Celsius. Now you can see this picture at 0 degrees Celsius, we actually have a picture of ice. Okay? Now we don't really get 0 degrees Celsius here in Portland. But if you did, if it got 0 degrees Celsius, then your water would start to turn into ice. So if it was 0 degrees Celsius and you had your water bottle and you left it down for a while and you came back to have a drink, it would be all ice. It'd be a block of ice and you couldn't drink it. Okay? So 0 is when ice freezes, when water freezes into ice. And 100 is when 100 degrees Celsius is when water boils and becomes boiling. That's actually why we've made it 100 and 0, because 0 is when water freezes, 100 is when water boils. Okay? So 0 degrees Celsius is freezing. Okay? So your freezer has to be 0 or even less. How can we have less than 0? Well, they start counting backwards. Okay? If we go even lower than 0, we go, oh, not that way. We go minus 1 degrees Celsius. This is even colder. Minus 2 degrees Celsius. Minus 3 degrees Celsius. Minus 4 degrees Celsius. And you can see here at minus 4 degrees Celsius, this is actually saying fun in the snow. If you ever went to some place where it was snowing, okay, we don't really get it here, of course, but some of you might have seen the snow. I wonder. But if you went to places where fun in the snow, you'd have to have nice warm clothing on, really warm clothes, and you could actually go out. Now, water would freeze, okay? So if you couldn't take water bottles with you, otherwise it would freeze, you'd have to have your water inside. But you could play outside in the snow if you had some nice, really good clothing. It can be a lot of fun. Minus 4. We can get even colder. I'll just do it quickly though. Minus 5 degrees Celsius, minus 6, minus 7. If I go down to minus 10, you can still have fun in the snow at minus 10. If we go down to minus 11, minus 12, minus 16, minus 17, 18, I'm going pretty fast. Minus 19 degrees Celsius, minus 20. But if I go even colder than that, down here it says minus 21 degrees Celsius. This has got a picture different now. It says very cold. This is actually where it's dangerously cold, okay? If people get caught outside at minus 21 degrees Celsius, they could be in danger. They need to get somewhere warm because they could get so cold that they could end up in hospital or something. This would be dangerously cold, okay? And luckily, we don't get anything like that over here in Portland. I remember sometimes when I was in Canada, it did get this cold, minus 21 degrees Celsius, and if I tipped water out of my water bottle, it turned into ice before it even hit the ground. Okay? And you had to go from your car to the shopping center really quickly because it was just freezing. So cold. It's hard to even imagine. Okay? So these minus degrees Celsiuses are colder than ice. Okay? Really, really cold. All right. Now that we've learned all about this degrees Celsius, or this blue line, it can go even colder, but it still just stays at very, very cold. Okay. All right. And let's go back up to today. It said today was 12. Yes, I'll go up to today. Today is 12. A cool day. All right. Let's have a look at our worksheet. We've got our red pencil. Let's have a look. Now, this first one here says water freezes, and we've got some ice here. Can you remember what temperature water turns into ice? Let me check. I'm pretty sure water turns into ice at 0 degrees Celsius. Yes. Okay, so what I'll do is I will get I'm going to do it on the computer so you can see. I've got my red coloring here, and you can see here 0 is just there, 0 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to color in the bottom red, and it's going to go up to 0. Okay? 0 degrees Celsius, water freezes. So if the water was freezing, it would be 0. Okay, so you color with your red pen up to 0. Let's have a look at water boiling. Does anyone remember what temperature water started boiling? I remember. It's 100. At 100 degrees Celsius, water starts boiling. So I can see 100 up there. I can say, I can skip count it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 degrees Celsius. So I've got to go all the way up here. So I'm going to do this. I'll try and do it nice and neat. It's a bit tricky with my computer. Keep going down. So we have to color in the whole thing. The whole lot. There we go. For water boiling, the thermostat would go all the way up to 100 degrees Celsius. Very hot. Big difference between freezing and boiling, hey? All right, let's try a nice sunny day. Let's have a look at our thermostat. Now, it said a nice sunny day was at about 20 or even a bit more. Between 20 and 30 was a nice sunny day. So you can choose any number between 20, or you could choose 21 or 22 or 25. I'm going to go up to about 25 because I think 20 is still a little bit cool for me. I prefer it up about 25 for a nice sunny day. So I'm going to find about 25 and color it in. Let's have a look. I can see 0 here, 10 here, 20, and then 30. So I'm going to go in between 20 and 30. I'm going to go in about here. Okay. And color that one in. That's the temperature of a nice day outside. Okay. A snow day. Now, a snowy day is tricky because we don't have them here in Portland. But snowy days are even colder than 0. Okay? They're a little bit colder than 0. All right? You can get snow right at 0, but it'll generally just melt as soon as it touches the ground. So it would usually be a bit colder than 0. I'm going to go down here at about -5. So here's 0. I'm going to go, there's -2, -2 degrees, -4 degrees, -6 degrees. I'll go down about here. So it's a cold one, even colder than the ice. Okay? On this snowy day. So it's down quite very low. All right? If you're not really sure, just copy to where mine goes to. Okay? Because the minus degrees Celsius is even colder than 0, and they are a little bit trickier. Now, a cold, rainy day. Now, it was rainy for me on the weekend, and it was cold. And a cold, rainy day, let's have a look at our thermometer. I'm going to say that's at about 12 degrees here. There, I'm going to go to about 12, I think, because that was pretty cold for us, and also was rainy. Okay, so let me go back, and I'm going to color it into about 12. Now, where can I find 12? Here's 0. I can see the lines. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And if I go one line more, that's 12. So I'm going to color into the 12. There we go. Excellent. 12 degrees Celsius. And the last one, on a very hot day, ooh, the thermostat's going to go higher than this. A very hot day for us, let's say, would be even as much as 40 degrees Celsius. Let's have a look at our thermostat. If I go hotter, 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 all the way up to 40, we're getting to a very hot day. Okay, that's a really hot desert, sort of very hot days. I'm gonna do it all the way up to 40, I think. So let's go back to my picture. And I'm going to find the 40. Ooh, can you find it? You can find 0 here. 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I'm going to color up to here. Color down. There we go. 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, so once you've colored in that last one, you can actually see which things are the hottest and which things are the coldest. The red lines that are higher are the hottest ones, and the ones that are down the lowest are the coldest ones. So which is the hottest picture we have here? Interesting. See if you can figure it out. Which is the coldest thermostat we have here? Boys and girls, show your mum or dad or someone at home your hard work with this. Tell them what you've learned, okay? And we have learned that when things are hotter, the thermostat number goes up and the degrees Celsius is higher. And when things are colder, the red line and the temperature in the degrees Celsius is lower when it's colder, okay? Boys and girls, I hope you've had fun doing this work with me. Yeah, next week I've got a new activity. Please tell your mum or dad that they can email me if they have any questions. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye.